Hello everyone, and welcome to what should be another fun adventure in Solasta, Crown of the Magister. I will briefly note that a few days ago, I got a very popular and well-recommended mod called Unfinished Business. It is a community-created project that adds a bunch of new material to the game in the form of spells, subclasses, feats, and so on, many of which were actually converted from the official Dungeons & Dragons rule set but couldn't be included in the base game due to OGL limitations. I will say that although I downloaded the mod, I currently have it set to off because putting the mod in the middle of a game or adventure would screw around with things. So for now, you won't see any unfinished business stuff, but afterwards, I may stream the Lost Valley DLC with all the new material and content, which I hope is cool. On the other hand, there is a part of me worried, even if disabled, if it messes around with our base campaign, but right now it doesn't look like it. Because normally, if you had an incompatible mod or one that needs to be updated, the game usually tells you, hey, you have a mod or something that may not interface well with the game, that may affect how you can save things, and so on and so forth. Alright, last we left off, we managed to, oh. Did she survive? Let's see. Yeah, last we left off, we managed to, go into this, volcano, which had various warring tribes of orcs, because the gem of evocation was gotten by, this orc warlord, which he used to conquer the other tribes. We did manage to help him. Not help him, we did manage to defeat him without needing the help of the tribes by doing a sneak attack through some elven ruins. Sadly, there is no way you can, save the orcs or otherwise prevent a volcano from blowing up. I think it's just something that automatically happens. Anyway, we have the lava force to go to. However, before we travel there, we actually want to go back to Fortress of the Shield, and the reason is we want to teleport back to Caer Cyflen, and once we're back there, we can, buy new stuff, sell new things, so on and so forth. Okay, looks like, what do you want to craft? You know what? Let's do some poison arrows. I do kind of like how instrumental poison can be in this game, in the sense of being used as a bonus for damage and conditions, particularly if you do not really have much spellcasters. Okay, looks like we're fighting 5 hunters. These are the humanoid type enemies that start getting a bit more tougher in the game. They're similar to veterans in that individually they don't have really super big attacks, but they have a lot of hit points, 82 hit points each. They also come equipped with bows by default, and typically they will try to remain out of melee reach if possible. So, okay, let's see how many there are. Okay, there's 2 up there. Okay, so what do we want to do with our dwarf? Well, since he can't reach any of them in melee, we are going to switch to our crossbow. And do we have any special things? You know what? Can't do it. Being able to blind the archers would have been really good.
I won't miss next time.
Very pitiful amount of damage. moving closer, surprisingly. Guess they didn't have line of sight from that area, which is a bit weird. You'd think they would, normally, on this map. And I think they do. You know what? I'm just a bit curious. I see. If they're, like, behind here, they wouldn't have line of sight to farther away parties, but they could just simply move over here and shoot. Very weird option by the AI. Well, let's see what I can do with our short bow. Yeah, these poison arrows are really good. Now if he tries to retreat, we can attack him with a melee weapon. Okay, now what do we want to do with her? We have quite a bit of HP left, so, okay, I have line of sight to them. I would at least prefer to hit him with this sweet spell. Okay, it doesn't actually... Come on, get... Alright. Good. Insect Plague is a useful spell. Not only does it deal damage, it also blinds people within it. I don't think they can't resist with a saving throw. It's just automatic damage, automatic blindness, which makes it very useful. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to cast Malediction on this guy. Right, it doesn't exactly provide cover per se, but... Okay.
I take no prisoners.
Dealt a good amount of damage that time. Okay, they're gonna try and moving out, but it really just takes all of their movement just to do it. Alright, is there anybody I can reach? We'll at least just start moving closer to the already damaged ones. And while we're at it, okay. Try and blind more of them if we can. Ah, he succeeded on that.
No quarter given.
Alright. Things are going well so far. To speak a bit more about unfinished business, another interesting thing it adds is it allows for multi-classing. When you gain a level, you don't have to keep leveling up in your same class you have. You can choose to have, like if you're 4 levels in Fighter, you may want to say, oh, I want to multi-class into Rogue. Of course, there are limitations.
How does that feel?
I think the game can only do... Wow, that was an awful lot of damage. I think the game can only do up to 3 different classes you can have at once. There's also the fact that you still need prerequisites. Like if you want to be a wizard and you have an 8 intelligence, you can't do that. You need at least a 13 intelligence, just like in the base tabletop game. Still, it allows for some very fun mixing and matching. For example, many people in Dungeons & Dragons have sworn by multi-class paladin sorcerers. I don't think I'll pass through the insect cloud if I go here. And, like, the sorcerer paladin, not only can they use a Not only can they use spell slots to smite, Warlock spell slots recharge on a short rest, so they can smite more often between long rests. There's also the fact they both use charisma, so you become proficient with heavier armor as a paladin and martial weapons, and you have a better hit dice than the sorcerer. Meanwhile, as a sorcerer, you gain access to more powerful spells, so that can work out for you. Okay, let's target this guy.
Bend the knee or perish.
I think next round we'll try and summon an elemental, at least to mop up the stragglers. Ooh, he took even more damage from the insect swarm. I like that.
You die like the rest.
By the time we reach the ones to the south with the dwarf, I don't think I'll have enough range to get more than one of them in Draconic Wrath, so may as well just use it right now.
You were doomed.
Nice. Oh. Counts me as being in melee. That's a bit, awkward. Yeah, I'm fine right there. Right, getting closer to our cleric. That's good. Okay, good. I didn't enter the insect swarm that time. What do I want to do? Is there anything I can? You know what? May as well. We're gonna have a long rest after this. Okay, nearly dead. One, two.
Arcana Evo. Run while you can.
One thing I do want to test out when I do Unfinished Business is they have some good fighter subclasses, specifically the Marshal, which is a lot like 4th Edition's Warlord, which is a very popular class, where you basically make other party members fight better. Then there is the Tactician, which is basically like 5th Edition's Battlemaster, which, even though it's been nearly a decade since its publishing, it was one of the original subclasses way back in 2014. It still remains one of the most popular because the Battlemaster quite simply makes the fighter less boring. And what I mean by that is, instead of just simply doing attack every round or without much variance, you gain various special moves that are like spells. You can only use them a limited amount of times, and you regain them between rests, and they do special stuff like, you may not just have a normal attack, you may have a trip attack, which knocks an opponent onto their feet and makes them prone. You may have something like a rallying cry where you hit an enemy and then you let a nearby ally add a bonus to their die rolls as they are inspired by your example. When I do a stream of the Lost Valley, I will be using Unfinished Business, and I will definitely have a fighter in my party. Sadly, they do not have an Echo Knight yet, which is not an unfinished business. It's not an unfinished business, but it was in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, which is one of the more popular 5th edition books. And basically the Echo Knight is you're a fighter, but you can summon a ghostly clone which can move around farther than you, and you can deliver your attacks through your clone. You can teleport and swap spaces with your ghost clone, and so on. There's also the fact that since the clone isn't really a creature, not even undead, it's an object, it's actually immune to a huge amount of negative status effects and conditions. Many people said it made playing fighters fun again and made it a very worthwhile class. Alright. And he's dead. Alright, time to loot the bodies. Sadly, these Badlands Hunters aren't really known for having treasure in general, despite being humanoid enemies. They don't even have rations. It's kind of underwhelming, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. On the other hand, I think we got a decent amount of experience. Let me just quickly check. Okay. Yeah. 1 or 2 more random encounters like that, and we will get... And we will most likely level. Alrighty. Once again, since it has a place with a gate, we can just enter, then exit, and teleport. Pardon me. Sadly, we can't really speak with the dragon anymore. Their place is now locked. Which is a bit of a shame, but... one moment. Would have been a week to travel in game, maybe even get a few more random encounters, but the random encounters, once you're out of the Badlands, aren't as dangerous, so they wouldn't have been worthwhile, or they probably would have just fled from us. While we don't really have any side quests of note, we will be going to the marketplace. We will see if there's any new side quests, which there should be, and we will also sell our wares if need be. Sell stuff we don't need. Okay, Hickory Corner Wood. We're talking about that on the map. And there's a Temple of the Lost God. Ooh, looks like this will be another thing with Arwin Merton. However, let's see if there's anything we can get or sell from Scavengers. Alright. Just mundane stuff. Now let's go to Gorham's Emporium. She has the best money back for selling stuff in general. Especially now that we're living legends. I don't feel like we'll be using much use of a +1 dagger. Oh yeah, we have some magnificent items we should detect and identify. Plus side, we have plenty. We have plenty of gold for our various crafting needs. I don't think any of these things are things we can give to the factions. Ta-da. I don't think there's like anything really worth buying from here yet. Right, automatically starts a cutscene.
I hear you're the terror of the Badlands.
We're getting by. Did you hear about a lost god?
Sure, if you're ready to die.
We're not green anymore, Merton.
Fine, but the lost god? That is the stuff of legend. I've met a lot of people who wanted to find that temple. At first I tried to help. No one ever came back. So I decided to stop talking about it. I felt, well...
Responsible for their deaths?
Responsible? No, they paid for their folly. I just got tired of repeating the same warning over and over.
Are we bothering you?
You're always bothering me.
Let's go.
Oh, don't be so sensitive. All right, the temple is real. I've seen it.
You have?
It was about 15 years ago. But yes, I did.
And you didn't raid it?
Well, 10 of us found the place. When I was the
Very
only one
large
left,
party.
I came home.
The other 9 died.
Obviously.
Slaughtered. All of them. Still interested?
You think we're not strong enough?
I don't know. You're the mighty Sorak killers, after all. Maybe with me, you'd have a chance.
You'd come with us?
I wouldn't let anyone raid that temple without me. You'd never find it for a start.
Are you after the treasure?
Who says there's a treasure? There's a monster. I know that.
Ah,
What is it?
so it's not
That
about gold and
I
glory,
don't
it's
know.
about vengeance.
I just want to be there first. I want that.
Well,
on
glory
my
maybe,
tombstone.
just not the gold.
Fair enough.
It's a long trip. If you're crazy enough to go, give me some time to pack my gear.
Sure.
So, this quest is sort of like a big, the big concluding factor for Arwin Merton's story. However, it isn't the last we see of Arwin Merton, in that even after we help him complete his quest, he will still be in the game and still make other appearances and scenes.
We do require your services.
Okay, is there any... Sadly, it is very hard to level up the Arcaneum, even though they sell a lot of good primed weapons. And scrolls too, but as we don't really have a wizard, the scrolls aren't as useful to us. In the meantime, there's prime dagger, prime mace, prime shortbow, mostly just prime simple weapons besides the scimitar. Once we get up to, I think, Brotherhood is when we can get stuff like heavy crossbows, rapiers, battle axes. Because there is one, because there are a few good weapons that require a prime longsword or a prime rapier. We talked about, like, the Warden Blade, for example. We could use the Wand of Identify, but, you know, we're in town and we're probably gonna stay the night. That Spider Queen venom, it is part of ingredient for making a special rapier that does 2d6 necrotic damage in addition to normal weapon damage on a hit. And that can be really great for our battle cleric to have. Okay, leather armor +2, studded leather +2. We are definitely giving that to our battle cleric. On the other hand, she already has a very good AC, particularly with... Yeah, I think I'm going to, yeah, I'm actually going... You know what? Alright. 19, 23, 18, 19. Okay, we're looking pretty hot in terms of AC bonuses. Actually, let's go back to our party chest, see if we have any good primed items. Because ideally, if we should be able to craft some stuff. Right, prime scimitar. Prime gauntlets. Great axe, prime battle axe. Yeah, we got a lot of scimitars. Alright, we have a Soul Drinker dagger we can actually... Okay, where is Hickory Corner Wood? Ah, it's very close. Let's travel there, and by the time we get back, Arwin Merton should be ready for us. Hickory Corner Wood. I like that name. Rolls off the tongue very nicely. Okay, we're gonna be sneaky for this, because ambushing is great. Let's put ranged attacks on our various characters. Alright, we're going to have them move as a group up here. Okay. We see a Minotaur, we see another Minotaur, and we see a Shock Arcanist. Pretty rare type of enemy NPC, but Shock Arcanists are basically wizards who specialize in blasty, explodey, shocking magic. Thus their name. Okay. If we go up here, maybe we can knock this thing down on top of the other Minotaur. Let's see if we can do that.
That's on me.
Uh-oh, we're out of stealth, but... Okay. Oh. And there's some spies up there. Alright. Let's see how close we can get before going out of stealth. Ideally, I'd like to remain in stealth.
You'll need to do better than that.
Okay. And we're going to rage. Okay, now for our warlock. I think we're going to be too short to have line of sight to any of them. But let me double check. Oh no, we can actually see them quite fine. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Going to use Minions of Chaos. Let's conjure a Fire Elemental for a change. Very nice. Closet as usual. Besides the Shock Arcanist, most of them are pretty physically inclined enemies. Thankfully, they're all still in surprise round. Even though this will put me out of stealth, they are in perfect fireball formation. To my knowledge, none of them have... Oh, wait. Oh, fiddlesticks. Right, the Fire Elemental is going for the spies up top. Good. Alright, so what are we gonna do? let's go up there. I don't think the Minotaurs are too large to climb these narrow ledges. Let's move up here, shouldn't provoke attacks of opportunity. We're going to finish off that Minotaur, and if we kill him, we're going... Let's move on to the Shock Arcanists. Chances are, knowing him, he'll probably try and cast his Shocking Grasp at Snork. And you try to get out of there without an attack of opportunity. Of course, that's a cantrip, so it's not going to be very powerful. Okay, how do we want to do this? Wait. Is it... Okay, it's an action. I still want to do some, Okay.
I know. Arcana enjoy.
He's nearly dead. Sort of funny how they mix these very weak enemies like the spies in with the strong ones like the Shock Arcanist and Minotaur. I do notice that some official 5th edition adventures also do it, like even when you're at higher levels they'll still throw like low CR enemies, but just in larger numbers. You know what, why not?
Run while you can.
Right, is the elemental gonna finish him off? Yes! And since it's just like a little side content place, we are not going to be fighting anyone else here for the time being. Let's take everything we can. Don't know why there's a pillar all the way to the left. It's unlikely that thing would be activated. Oh, and we see what appears to be a secret room. Now,
Hold it.
yep, I'm just going to send my thief first because there's not one, not two, but I think there's 3 trapped sections before we get to the chest. Okay, for some reason she can't move right next to it, which I suppose is for the best. Okay. I don't think this is going to be a very hard lock, but in case it is, I want to at least put guidance on her. Obligatory save scumming. Right, against EC 16, that was almost... Okay, Cloud Diamond, that's a very useful crafting material. I think you can use it to make a pretty good amount of vent here and +2 weapons and armor. Okay, she is nearly done. Once we do that, we are going to definitely be trying to see what magic items we can craft. Because she doesn't have a rosary in her. Oh god, did I sell the rosary? Please tell me no. Okay, she should be able to. I feel weird. I hope the game isn't glitching out on that. Really? He is running to make a little rosary. May as well fight. I think this is also the first time we see the Warlord NPC, which are kind of what they sound like. Big, beefy warrior. They can give boosts to other characters in battle. They're sort of one of the endgame type of NPCs. Since we never really use it. That's so cool.
Ha! That must have hurt.
Okay. Oh wow, our dwarf can actually reach someone in melee in the first round of combat. Feels real good. This should get them both.
Arcana Enjo. You should have fled.
Automatic damage, no save. Really good.
Go on.
Strangely, even though they're both meleeing, she didn't do sneak attack damage, which is weird. Oh well, I'm not complaining. We killed them all the same. I'm a bit worried if downloading that mod glitched out my game, but we're already far enough. See CR2 Berserkers, and we're like 9th, nearly 10th level. It's kind of a thing in 5th edition. Not that I mind, I mean, I wouldn't say they're a pushover. It still encourages strategic use of resources. Because you can't, unlike these wilderness battles, you can't always just Nova all the time. Okay. You know what, since they're close enough... Oh, I guess if we're small... Yeah, I know we're provoking op attack, but...
You're still standing.
Oh. If we cast Hellish Rebuke, that means we can't cast... Yeah. Oh well.
Arcana Evo. You cannot defeat me.
win some, you lose some. Okay, now this time we should get sneak attack. And we don't. That's weird.
Hold on.
Even on a crit, that wasn't much.
Arcana Vivo. Balance. Perfect.
Ooh, that's a great amount of damage. How did it do that? Oh, 4d8 plus 5.
You lose.
Even though she used a dagger, it didn't show cold damage. Maybe once they hit a certain amount, it doesn't count additional damage, which would be a bit weird. Okay, definitely taking that plate armor. Neither longsword's prime, so we can at least sell the plate armor for a pretty penny back at town. Very beautiful wall screens, or whatever they're called, loading screens. Maybe I will get one as desktop wallpaper. I just wanted to have those little text things at the bottom, though, of course. Wow, nearly level 9. Feel really confident about that. Okay. Okay, I see. She doesn't she's not actually attuned to it. She had to give us something. Since I hardly use this cloak. Okay, I see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reattune my items. Don't really need these gauntlets of ogre power, honestly, so... Alright, we have a Soul Drinker Dagger, plus 2d4 force damage on top of other stuff. That's very good. Stormblade Great Axe, plus 1, and does 1d10 lightning. That will be very useful for a dwarf. We have a Scimitar of Acuteness, not really as much. You see Black Viper, Prime Rapier, very useful. Of course, now that she doesn't have, whatchamacallit, she's gonna be pretty weighed down. Oh, we have a winged ring. That's actually something we can actually scribe. I think it's a ring of feather fall. Yep, I'm correct. Does it require attunement? Yeah, it does. Can't be hurt by falls. Alrighty, we got quite a bit with the Scavengers and the Tower of Knowledge.
We're ready to take on that quest, Arwin.
Good for you.
Did you change your mind?
No, I'm ready.
Just pissed off.
Let's go.
Hey, we're supposed to go together, remember?
Yeah, about that. I have to go to Coprin first.
Oh, unfinished business, maybe?
You know exactly what business.
So how about the quest?
Your map has a location called Caer Cyflen.
It's just an old Manacallan name.
Maybe, but there's a ruin. You'll see it. It's Termarium. I'll be waiting for you.
What if we don't come?
Then damn the lot of you.
What if we get there before you do?
As if you could. See you there.
He's crazy.
And we're going with him.
Wait. I think we're well equipped. Now, where is it? Caer Cyflen. Ah, there it is. We'll just have to teleport to the Fortress of the Shield, and voila. Basket, unknown content. Is it worth it? Meh. Why not? But where is the basket? Okay, it should be right next to us. Trying to scan for it. Do not see it. Okay, this is weird. Hope these weird things in the game or glitches don't progress to the point that I'm unable to beat it. I don't think so. This game doesn't exactly have really game-breaking bugs. There is one thing that screws around with the ending in the Lost Valley DLC, but besides that, I keep save often and in multiple slots. The stream campaign's a bit of an exception where I just have 2. Okay, Scargul and Earth Elementals. Let's ambush them. They tend to drop some pretty good loot, if I recall correctly. Right. We see 2 ghouls up there and 1 elemental there. One. Oh no, Sable's still overloaded. Okay, we can't switch to her, but... know what? We have a higher... Ah, dang. These guys all look melee, so... And I'm pretty sure disease won't work on him either, so... May as well go all out. No, they're all too spread out. Hypnotic pattern is best when you're have multiple enemies in. I don't want to use poison on these people, so we'll switch to that. Alright, a good amount of damage. I like that. Yeah, see, that overload, she just moves 2 squares less.
Wait till the next one.
Hopefully that's just enough to throw a javelin. Ah.
Perfect.
Hopefully I can smash it and destroy it in this turn. And I did. Okay, move within the Spirit Guardians. Alright. We pushed it back enough that it should take quite a bit of time just moving up to us. So there's that. Even though it can fly, it's like still hopping down. That's funny. Okay, I don't actually think we're within the Spirit Guardian's range yet. The ghouls using the ladder. Very sophisticated for it, given they're one of the more animal intelligence undeads, I think. Right.
No!
Yeah, that was done with me. Yeah, I know it provokes an op attack, but everyone within Spirit Guardians. I didn't spend a 5th level spell slot on it for nothing. Okay, I think she's well positioned.
You can't win!
Ah, that was dumb of me.
Arcana Encho.
Aw, he's lingering on the edges. It's actually retreating. Ah, from fighting. Being frightened. Wow,
That's
2
the way.
critical hits, same character. Don't see that very often. It's way less than 1%.
Arcana Encho.
Not enough to finish it off, but hey. Hopefully this will.
Victory is yours.
Oh great, everyone's leveled up. Definitely like to see that. Just in time for Arwin's big quest. Alright. Before we forget. Okay, the non-halflings have plenty of space in their inventories. Alright, good. Rogues, unlike many others, can actually increase, gain an ability score increase or bonus feat at 10th level rather than every 4 levels. What do we want for her? Kind of like that, because we're using daggers, which are basically light weapons. May as well. Do you want to unlearn any spells? I mean, no. They're all good. Finally, we learn invisibility. Right. Raging. Ooh, that's very good. More damage for a barbarian. Can't say no to that. Another cantrip. Ooh, your attempt to cast opportunity. Now, this was a very interesting ability in 5th edition. Basically, if you did Divine Intervention and you got a success, it could be all sorts of stuff, because, well, you're calling upon a deity. However, in this game, there are a bit of program limitations, as in it just summons a very powerful monster to fight alongside you. Okay, accelerate. You can use a bonus action. They gain the effects of haste. Okay, that's really good. Okay, do we want to unlearn any invocations? No, I like them all. Okay, any class cantrips? Do we want to unlearn any spells? I mean, let's unlearn Long Strider. And let's swap it with... what do we want? There's so many good ones. Right now, let's prepare some spells. Fortified. We still have plenty of food units, so I don't know if preparing great food and water was worth it, but hey. Alrighty. Some of those bug monsters I talked about earlier. It's been a while since we fought them. Plus, on the positive side, I will note one thing. The upcoming Caer Ellis has quite a bit of bug-like monsters in it, so I think they did that on purpose. On the So if they did, I do have to applaud them for that, in keeping with the local region's random encounters being appropriately themed. Okay, I do recall that they do lightning damage, so I was worried that they have a bit of resistance, but nope, they don't. That's very good indeed. And since they are going to be melee focused, gonna pop off a Spirit Guardian spell. attacking the ones in back. Let's pass. Yeah, still have quite a bit of... May not have been the best, as they seem to be mostly, fire. Mostly acid or energy type of damage. Okay, if this somehow doesn't do sneak attack, I'm gonna be shocked. Okay,
You like it?
this time we are. That is pretty strange. It resists, but on the other hand, it does deal a lot of damage, and if the zealot is occupied by the air elemental, it's not hurting our allies, so either way it works out for us. Okay, they're heading away from the spirit guardians. We're gonna have to do something about that.
Take that!
Man, really happy I'm... Ooh, yeah, I don't want to get friendly fire in case it angers the elemental too much, you know. Ooh, it like jumped into another space when it dodged. That's pretty cool, actually.
I'm unbeatable.
I'm being a bit conservative with my spells and limited party resources because I don't know if by the time I reach the fortress, if it'll be a new day, a new long rest for camping. Because we are getting pretty close to it. Oh, wow.
Just bad luck.
Wow, that was really pitiful.
Arcana and Joe. Perfect.
I should have done reckless.
No!
No, indeed. Can our cleric do the final blow? No, she cannot. Is there any treasure around this graveyard? Let's see. No, I think it's just a random encounter area. Nothing special. Oh well. Yep, we were just right on target. I'm glad I didn't just Nova all my spells. I mean, there is a reason we came all the way out here. To complete a quest.
See? I told you I'd be here.
What have you been doing?
Catching up with wildlife. It used to be my thing.
Camping in the Badlands?
That's
Really?
one big piece of
Yep.
bread he has next to
Shadow
him.
Tamer, they call me.
Fine, Shadow Tamer.
Let's be hardtack
Where's the
or
temple?
something.
Behind the mist.
Arwin Merton is now part of our party, so let's introduce him a bit. He has quite a bit of HP, almost as much as a barbarian. He doesn't really have a very good armor class, unfortunately. He does come equipped with a good longsword that does radiant damage. Not really anything special about his longbow. He is a 2-weapon fighter, so he does have a second longsword. He fights with a longsword in each hand. That's pretty cool. He has a rope grapple, which is a unique ability to Arwin and cannot be learned by anyone else. It pulls a creature and if they fail a strength check, opposed strength, it moves them closer. So yeah, that's pretty cool. He is considered to be a challenge rating 1/2 creature, which is kind of fun. No, don't cancel. Don't cancel. I know we did, but we can use all the help we can get. Are there any items we want to attune to? Don't think we're gonna fight any poison enemies here. May as well just give her more carrying capacity. Yep. Kind of an unnecessary transition, IMO. Since I kind of know where the monsters are because I already did this quest, I'm not really being in sneak mode right now. Just gotta climb up a hill. Cutscene time.
We're through the mist.
You sound so relieved.
Don't get too cocky. This is where my friends died last time.
Thanks for the encouragement.
Just saying.
Okay, so before jumping over would be a good time to pause and start buffing our party members. Okay. Oh, I forgot to sell that. Okay. Potion of Flying. Lasts for 1 hour. Also for 1 hour. Wait, is that the only potion of giant strength I have? Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to him. Now that we're in the middle to higher levels, we can afford to just start buffing all out. Get closer to the temple steps is when I think we'll start to see him. You may have heard a bit of chittering right there. Send the halfling up. Send the other halfling up. Send the dwarf up. Send the elf up.
That's on me.
Ah, dang. So much for the ambush. They really got really fast and close in spotting Snork. And no more pilgrims, these are just full-fledged zealots now. Ooh boy.
Go on!
Alright, good amount of damage, and it's already nearly dead too. Okay.
You've seen worse.
He has resistance 10 or 8 damage, so that's good. Okay, if we send Arwin up there, he'll still be in stealth, but he has line of sight. We're going to use that to our advantage. Oh well. Right, how do I want to do this? Get a few poison strikes in. Nope, a miss. And another miss. How pathetic. No matter where we go, we're gonna break stealth, so,
Oops. Arcana Evo.
It got knocked on its back. That's pretty funny. I think that, okay, use power, accelerate. Let's accelerate Kiana. Make this speedy elf even speedier. Of course, they're going for the weakest. They keep attacking the dwarf. Not complaining on that, because he has resistance. Is there any possible way we can? No, we cannot. Alright.
You should have fled.
Very nice. Doing well so far in this battle, in spite of these enemies being super strong. Do we have any more uses of poison? No, for some reason.
I'm getting the measure of this.
Alright, what do we want to do?
Arcana Entro.
It's another really good thing about Timekeeper. Unlike haste, which is usually concentration, this one is a non-concentration haste. Ooh, nearly dead.
Take that!
You know, the funny part is, when climbing up it, it's sort of slower than going around, but it costs less movement in space, so... Now the game calculates movement actions in that regard. Like, see, now it's taking a while to climb down, then jump down, rather than going around, even if it takes more movement space.
Don't lose hope.
After all these pretty lackluster rolls, I'm almost tempted to get a bless spell on the party. Yeah, definitely with rolls like these. That's just painful to watch.
Run while you can.
Once again, because it was knocked back by Repelling Blast, that slows the game down. Surprised he didn't go for the Warlock.
Courage.
Ouch. Man, our dwarf has really been taking a beating, but still, look. 93 out of 130, he still has so much HP.
Another victory.
Finally.
We did it.
Yeah, we did. There's still the big one. In
He
there.
almost sounded happy for once.
Sure. It's not over yet.
I don't recognize any of these symbols.
Upcoming puzzle.
Was there really a lost god?
I think I know what this was. A temple of Aravad.
Einar, protect us.
Isn't that one of the names of the Sorak god?
Not before the Cataclysm. Aravad was fierce and just on Tirmar, a god of inquisitors. Before he was corrupted, his good side became Einar.
If you know
His bad side was
anything
absorbed
about
by
real
Sultar, and they became one.
The name of Aribad is cursed. This place is evil.
This is just stone, transported here from Tirmar. Whatever took place within these walls happened a millennium ago.
Such evil never fully disappears.
Well then, let's clean the place up.
So it's saying, if you know anything about like the real world Inquisitors and Inquisition, they are not an organization you'd call just. But then again, with the whole being corrupted by the Sorak god, it kind of makes sense. In the sense was in that sense. So yeah, okay. Now this puzzle is, you may look at it and it's like, oh, you've got to position people on the dots, so. And you gotta make sure you don't accidentally go over another dot, or you have to do it all over again. Huh. Maybe Arwin Merton doesn't count for some reason. Oh, I think I know. look it up, just make sure. Yep, I see what to do now. Very kind of counterintuitive when you look at it like that. I bet you can't guess what this one will be. Now this one is a bit of a doozy. Make sure we are very careful not to overstep our boundaries. Want to make sure I got absolutely right. Oh yeah, I did. Alrighty. Before going in, restore our warlock spells with a short rest. Right, we don't have Pass Without Trace anymore because that was a bit slow. Okay, 10 minutes. Yeah, I think that's worth it. There's going to be a unique kind of monster in here when we enter. It's actually known as being one of the more troublesome enemies of the game, for reasons I will explain soon why. It is a Remmerhaz, and as far as I know, they're not a common or folkloric enemy, as in they are intellectual property of Wizards of the Coast. They are basically worms who live in very arctic, cold regions, but they have an inner elemental fire which empowers them, which makes them immune to both fire and ice attacks. They are so hot that merely even attacking them in melee or being touched by them can cause harm. Alright, good. I think that paused. Oh, it didn't. Looks like they can still detect us. Alright, at least we got a surprise round off. That was important. They seem to be super perceptive. Now, the Remmerhaz, even though this is the first time we encountered it all the way up here, they actually can appear as random encounters in this game. Sometimes even earlier than usual, so they are a big pain to deal with. so how are we gonna handle this? Gonna still try keeping our party in stealth if we can. Since they're immune to fire and ice, we will not be using a fire elemental. Let me think of how we want to handle this. Yeah, that's worth it if we can get it to fail. Alright. That's one less enemy we have to deal with. Yeah, their line of sight is crazy. I just want to stay in stealth mode to see if I can attack with advantage. May as well just... Oh, he can't ready ranged attack. That's kind of lame.
You'll need to do better than that.
Alright, what can Sable do? It's gonna burrow and pop off. Yep. We're gonna definitely help that. It'll do such a huge amount of damage without a crit. Boy. Well, so much to the sneaky barbarian, but again, that's not really their forte, so I'm kind of okay with it. Oh god, does he not have that cloud? Yeah, he doesn't have it anymore. Oh well.
Well struck.
Alright, I guess a magical melee spell doesn't count, because I didn't take any fire damage. Okay, stay within Spirit Guardian's range. Okay. He suffered 6 fire damage. That's from the baby armor has. The adult armor has deals so much more when you hit it in melee. Okay, Dark Slayer. I think Arwin Merton is most definitely a ranger. His Dark Slayer looks like he deals... I don't know exactly what it is. Oh, he deals more damage to creatures with superior dark vision. Okay. They're definitely going to want to disengage. good amount. Oh boy. Oh no. That was not worth it.
Perfect.
This should be. Right. I think it won't be affected by... Oh, it is affected by fear. So it should move away from us. Right, how do we want to do this? Ah.
Perfect.
Fortunately, it's nearly dead. And I don't think that was worth it for my warlock, but it would be worth it for the barbarian.
I thought you could fight.
Hey, I did too. Oh yeah. Didn't know why it didn't select it at first. Nice, the rest of this battle should be peachy keen, easy peasy. Definitely gonna use up my last strikes because this is really the end of it. Because this is really the end of the quest. Ooh, a nice crit.
That's the way.
Let's see if we can finish off with arrows first. Oh no.
Well struck.
Oh well, it's dead.
Well, I must say, you're the best team I've ever had.
Yay.
Thanks.
Now, it's time to take your reward.
You're leaving?
I told you, this is it for me. Killing that Remoraz, climbing those stairs. I need to tell someone. I'll see you back at Caer Cyflen.
Mysterious.
He kind
Crazy, but a damn good ranger.
He's
kind
going
of
back to that Bitterroot woman.
That's none of our business. Indeed. That chest, on the other hand.
I was going to say he sort of walks with a semi-hunched posture, I've noticed. Don't know if it's from an injury or whatever. Another thing I noticed is even though he's supposedly a ranger, he didn't have any spells to cast, which was a bit odd. Right. Thankfully it's not locked. So what's inside? A precious ring. Okay. That's very obviously magical. Ring of the Lord Inquisitor. Very fancy sounding. +2 to AC, +1 to all saving throws. You can use... So who would need that most? We don't really want to do a dominate thing on a dwarf, so... And we already have a... You know what? Yeah. Gonna give it to our... Gonna give it to her. Alright, this is it for this area at the very least. Too bad we can't fast travel out of here. There shouldn't be any more enemies. Always funny hearing them grunting in pain like that. Or rather exhaustion. They're not taking HP damage. May as well try and craft more of our items. Okay, she's getting very close. Very happy to see that. We'll go back to Caer Cyflen, or should we go to the lava forest? You know what? Since we are technically closer and it is a part of our quest, may as well. Alright. (2d4 plus 1d8 force damage). It's less resistant to a lot of things than cold, so... Two-weapon fighting rogue. The lack of a bonus to hit will be more than made up for with the bonus from the cold damage. Craft anything else? No, not at the moment. Okay, 2 archmages, a veteran, and a bad last hunter. Oh no, they surprised us. Heck yeah.
Take that!
This is a new map. I don't think I've seen it before. It looks like pretty swampy area. Or rather, yeah, swampy woodlands. Kind of dreading the Archmage's turn. Definitely gonna counter whatever it is they have. Alright. May as well start going up. Get closer to the Archmage while I'm at it.
Perfect!
Oh man, I'm lucky.
Another victory! This is destiny!
Don't need to lay on so thick. Ouch. Alrighty, now comes time for action and bonus action.
You like it?
Sadly, no sneak attack there. Definitely attacking. Oof.
Don't lose hope!
May as well attack the veterans.
Wait till the next one.
They can't be pushed any farther, it looks like. Heck yeah. As unlikely as it is. Ooh, that worked. Yay.
That must have hurt.
Sorry if I'm not the most verbose at this moment. It's been nearly 2 hours, and small chat doesn't always come easy to me. On the other hand, it's been nearly 2 hours, so I think we've had a pretty successful run, I'd say.
Try again.
Pretty embarrassing to miss that attack. Bang.
Arcana Evo. Balance. Surrender or die.
The way she said it sounded really cheesy.
Shake it off.
Touche.
Oh, it's psychic damage, not force. Oh well. I kind of wish there was an option for one or both sides to try and run away from a combat. I don't know if... because I've never really seen the need to see what happens if you just start moving farther away from enemies. Particularly if you're hiding, if that still keeps up the, round-by-round combat or not, but... particularly in cases like these, all enemies have perfect morale. They fight to the death. Barring the fear condition, they never seek to cut their losses and run.
Bend the knee or perish.
In old school Dungeons & Dragons, it was completely different. Enemies had a morale score which they rolled for every time like they suffered significant losses. And it would often see whether or not they try to leave the battlefield. And I think stuff like that is pretty cool.
Kill them all.
Kill him. 14 D4 may sound like an impressive amount until you realize it's just D4s. Stick a pin. Stick a pin. Uh-oh. Annie is a bit over-encumbered. You know what, we really don't need all these rations. We have the create food spell. Creates 15 units, which is a bit overkill considering you only have a party of 4. It's like, what are we going to do with the spare ones? I do get it's like being authentic to the tabletop role-playing game. which can be useful particularly if you have mounts who also need to be feeded, like mounted horses, animal companions, hirelings, stuff like that. But in this, you don't really have that. Well, at least this time we're not the ones being ambushed. This is another fight with another Archmage. If so, that would be really funny. Yeah, it is. It's pretty amusing because the Archmage stat block is very explicitly meant to be like the cream of the crop, the top of the top. Like, you wouldn't just have them as random encounters when, like, just going around fighting with bandits. It just doesn't fit their theme. Oh god, yeah, that is something I dread. Do you see how much damage they did to all of the party members? It's crazy amounts. Definitely trying to get close to the Archmage so she can't pull anything off.
Misaye, Evo. Almis. Bend the knee or perish.
Yeah, very satisfying.
Arcana and Joe.
Yeah, once we got rid of the Archmage, the rest of this battle is going to be much more safer and controllable. Okay. See that little swirling thing around, but only when he's behind cover? That's... Ah, I see, it's because of, like, the dragon elemental whatever thingy. Can't really get sneak attack on any of them, so, you know. They're all in fireball range. How very fortunate for me.
Arcana Evo. Perfect.
Oh, that was a surprisingly fast loading time for the repelling blast. far as barbarian archetypes go, the Dragon Rager is fine, particularly at higher levels. I do sort of feel like I wish I used its breath weapon attack a bit more, because it's pretty cool. But I hear this Path of Stone Barbarian is really good. And that's the one I think, whatchamacallit, considered the most valuable one in this game. It's not the unfinished bit, it's not part of the mod, it's just part of one of the DLCs. And basically it makes your barbarian even more sturdy and defensive minded, which, given it's the barbarian we're talking about, is quite a bit. A beautiful brooch. Definitely a magic item. Oh, no free hand to perform still components. Oh well. Brooch of Shielding. Requires attunement, immune to magic missile, resistance to force damage. Not really all that useful, sadly. Sad to say. When we reach the lava forest, I think we will stop for the night. Because it's starting to near a bit 2.5 hours as is. You know? And much like some of the other places, they have to find it a bit first. Warlord and Veteran. You know what? Why not? More experience, more loot, the merrier. Oh, looks like the Warlords are both up there. Okay, who's he gonna attack first? Well, looks like whoever we are going to hit, it's going to have to be ranged. I could have at least followed it up with a sneak attack. Oh well. And we can't teleport up there either. Oh well.
die anyway.
A bit disappointing. May as well just move down with the barbarian. Lobbing another fireball their way.
I'm getting the measure of this.
Somehow they know exactly where to punch a halfling. It's a bit metagamey, but then again, the AI is the AI, I guess. In tabletop gaming, if someone is considered blind, you'd often roll a d8 to see which of the compass directions they go in. Unless they have some sort of special vision, of course, or sense. Finally, the veterans are coming in to back their warlords. Sadly, they only have melee, so they've got to spend much of their turn just moving. And I got no problem. Oh. Ow. Me and my big mouth. Wow, their AC is high. Vulnerable to all damage, I like that. So they have two ways to resist it. They have to be hit first, and then they make a save, which makes the spell not that great, actually. Oh, wait. Heck yeah. Who do I want to sell right now? May as well the barbarian, he'll be next anyway.
Shake it off!
They're clones, or twins at least. The fists are a bit of, and heavy crossbow are a bit of a misnomer. There's just so many different enemy types you can dominate, I guess they just need a Guess you just needed a all fits one icon. Wow. Didn't even need to use the breath weapon, really, but... Plus side, there's one more guy down here.
I was sure.
Arcana Evo Malni. I am unbeatable.
I guess he's still... It's not over until even the dominated ones die. How cruel.
More coming your way.
Oh boy, more plate armor. Ooh, Cloud Giant Strength. That'll make up for the one that we lost earlier. Alright, I think... Oh, there's that one there. That one up there. Okay, wow, awful lot of stuff. And we're in. Very fire-themed areas lately. Right, everyone. That was pretty fun and productive. We still have actually, I wouldn't say ways to go, but we're definitely reaching the home stretch in this game. Because this is actually the final gem area, and then we move on to the real final... Well, not real final stuff, but getting very close to it. Until next time, everyone. Quasar Night out.